Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. Well, if it's an Edmonton Oilers Vancouver Canucks game, it's probably going to be controversial, and this game was no exception. The Edmonton Oilers ultimately falling tonight, so they see their winning streak snapped with a 3-2 loss to the Vancouver Canucks. The Edmonton Oilers, for the second straight game, fell down 3-0 in the first period, but unfortunately, despite, well, I don't know if I can call it a valiant effort, but an effort to come back, they are unable to come all the way back tonight, and like I said, fall 3-2. Leon Draisaitl with a pair of goals, his 32nd and 33rd on the year in the second period to make it a 3-2 hockey game, but the Oilers fall one goal short tonight. So let's start with the controversial ending to this hockey game. There's just no two ways to put it. The officiating tonight was just absolute garbage. The refs completely lost control of this hockey game. In the final seconds, I mean, it looked like the Vancouver Canucks were going to take this one, so that really wasn't too much of a controversy. It was just what was happening before the game closed out here. Connor McDavid ultimately cross-checks Connor Garland in the face, but previous to that, Connor Garland should have had at least 2 to 3 penalties for pinning Connor McDavid down to the ice, holding him down. They were having a wrestling match at different points there, but following the wrestling match, Connor McDavid was being held down by Connor Garland. There should have been a holding penalty there, or interference, whatever you want to call. There was no call. Connor's pissed off. He cross-checks Connor Garland in the face. Pretty much across from them, Evan Bouchard takes a cross-check to the face from Tyler Myers. So basically, two players getting cross-checked in the face. It can't happen. It shouldn't happen. Tyler Myers, Connor McDavid will both have automatic hearings with the NHL tomorrow, so there's going to be some supplemental discipline. Whether that's going to be suspensions or fines, I'm not sure at this point. I don't think anybody is, so we'll have to find out what news comes down from the NHL tomorrow. The Oilers may be without Connor McDavid when they take on Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals on Tuesday. It's a game I'm going to, so I hope that isn't the case, but let's see what happens here. Connor McDavid did get in a little bit of controversy earlier this week against the Minnesota Wild with the chicken wing to the head of Marcus Johansson, I believe was the player's name, but nothing happened to Connor on that one. We know he's going to have at least a hearing tomorrow, so let's see what happens here. But ultimately, both of these plays, more so the Connor McDavid, Connor Garland one, could have been completely avoided if the refs had just been doing their job. Like I said, the refs just completely lost control of this hockey game. Both teams took a little bit of power play time there to their advantage, but it wasn't overly the difference tonight. The Vancouver Canucks in the first period were just by far the better team. They came out, outshot Edmonton 16-7 in the opening frame, picked up 3 goals. The Canucks were the better team for the majority of this hockey game. The Oilers, like I said, had their push in the second period. Leon Draisaitl picking up a couple goals there. So the Oilers made it respectable after falling down 3-0 again. And at the end of the day, the Oilers aren't going to win them all. They had been on a 4-game winning streak. It would have been nice to get this one. As I talked about in my earlier video, the Oilers had a chance to take over first place in the Pacific Division tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights also lose. The Golden Knights technically have first place with, I can't remember, I think they have more, is it regulation wins, or one of the technicalities works in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights, so they technically still have first place, but the Oilers and Golden Knights are tied in every other category, so the Oilers can still go for taking over first place when they take on the Washington Capitals on Tuesday. So we'll focus more on that in the days to come, but tonight the Oilers ultimately getting outshot 27-15. They were the second best team on the ice tonight. It was just unfortunate, as has been the theme with this video, that the officiating was just as terrible as it was. Ultimately, at the end of the day, a player could have got seriously hurt. Some players may get suspended, all because of terrible officiating. If the game was just called the way it should have been, pretty much all of this could have been avoided. I'm not trying to take Connor McDavid off the hook. You can't be cross-checking people in the face, but like I said, it happened because bad officiating preceded it. So Connor McDavid will have a hearing tomorrow, like I said, and he'll face whatever punishment the NHL deems sufficient for what he did. So he's going to have to face the music, as is Tyler Myers with the Vancouver Canucks. And yeah, it's just a unfortunate night all around here for the Edmonton Oilers, and just hopefully they aren't without Connor McDavid here going forward. But let's see what happens tomorrow. So I don't have too much more to say on this game, guys. The Oilers weren't at their best. The Vancouver Canucks, they had a lot of controversy going on off the ice. It looks like a JT Miller trade is pretty close. He was a big impact player for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. He gets a couple assists, so almost wish he had been traded before this hockey game. That might have helped the Oilers to win this one. So unfortunately, JT Miller is still a Canuck for the time being, and he picked up 2 points tonight. Quinn Hughes with a couple goals for the Canucks as well. And like I said, ultimately they were the better team on the night, and they pick up the 3-2 victory. There will be a rematch between these two teams later this week, so let's see what happens. I think there's going to be some more bad blood, and the officiating back in Edmonton better be better than it was tonight. So that's all I got to say on this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.